heart of the Midwest in Kansas City, Missouri. We are live at Ameristar Casino for Shamrock Fighting Championships, where tonight the Midwest's brightest stars shine as we bring you ShamrockFC 322. I am Jeremy Johnson, and tonight, alongside ShamrockFC President Jesse Finney. Jesse, actually 332 fights, excuse me, but we are back in Kansas City.
It's going to be an amazing show from top to bottom, and I want to say thank you to all the fans out there. ShamrockFC is so happy to be back in KC at Ameristar. Thank you, guys.
It's going to be an amazing night of fights, and with that, it's our main event of the evening, which will feature vicious Bobby Vulker. He will be taking on the very tough Josh Weston.
I absolutely love watching vicious Bobby Vulker fight. You've never seen the guy in 70 fights in a boring fight. Vicious Bobby Vulker told me in the back, I will finish Josh Weston. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Josh Weston, he told me that I'm going to just destroy the homecoming here of vicious Bobby Vulker. There's nothing that I haven't seen, so we're going to see how that plays out. And then in our co-main event this evening, it is 𝐂𝐤𝐸 making his return, taking on the always tough Garrett Armfield.
Two of our top prospects in ShamrockFC roster, and that is two guys that get boys they can bring it. 𝐂𝐤𝐸 can dictate the fight. He's an incredible wrestler. He will take the fight to the ground when he wants to, if he wants to. But he also said, if I want to stand, I'll stand and train with him. But if I want to dump him on his head, I'll dump him on his head.
Garrett Armfield told me, 𝐂𝐤𝐸's got nothing on me. I train with the best at Sanford MMA in Florida, and I'm going to show him how it's done tonight. But it's time. It's ShamrockFC 332. Let me send it up to the cage to Joe Parisi to kick us off.
This fight is set for 3 rounds in the ShamrockFC lightweight division. Introducing first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist. This stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 153 pounds. Fighting out of Cameron, Missouri, Trevor Johnson. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 154.6 pounds. Fighting out of Green Valley, Missouri,
It says Trevor Johnson is missing his special coach due to COVID.
Yes.
Let's see if that impacts him, not having somebody who he's close to and comfortable with being in his corner. I'm pumped for this fight here. We've got about 28 bouts between these guys, 2 BJJ blue belts, 2 good camps.
Touch of the gloves and into the action. Both of these guys, a lot of good head movement. Trevor Johnson in the blue tape, Ralph Hernandez in the red tape. Hernandez takes the center of the cage.
Ooh, a big overhand and a big scoop and score.
Oh, goodness.
Into the front headlock position.
Hernandez are trying to make Johnson carry his weight there.
Hernandez using the front headlock to change levels, runs the pipe on the single leg and big punches.
Huge shots here coming out of Hernandez.
That ground and pound is landing, very accurate.
Johnson has got to do something here.
Yeah,
Hernandez is swarming, looking to finish. Referee Nick Nolte right on top of the action.
Johnson's got no answer. There we go. Johnson starts to tie up Hernandez here. Looking to, oh, there we go. We got that BJJ blue belt coming out here with the high guard, looking to control the wrists.
Definitely see some blood here starting to trickle on the nose here of Trevor Johnson.
Yeah, he ate a lot of ground and pound in that exchange. Johnson coming up, game as can be, and finds his feet.
Doing good to hold those hands. Oh, nice snap down there from Hernandez. Hernandez flowing so well over the top.
Yeah, he's just smooth with his grappling, his snap downs, passing the guard to side control, now back to the front headlock. I'm curious to see if he'll look for chokes here. He's looking for ground and pound, looking for that knockout.
But that's such a tough position to be carried down, pushed down. It's hard, it's heavy. Now we're going to see a little bit more ground and pound here coming out of Hernandez.
It's such a horrible spot to be in because those knees are right there in your mind. They're always in the front of your mind there if you decide to stand up. Good thing we're not in Japan.
Little
sure
pride rules.
I could see Jesse taking Shamrock to Japan.
I think it'd be a great time. I wouldn't mind commentating in Japan. How about you?
I need to work on my my Japanese. Big punches from Hernandez here. The ref needs to start thinking about stopping this fight.
30 seconds here in round one. Hernandez just looks at the ref.
Ooh, big shots. Do we have a CompuStrike meter?
I wish we did, because it would be a lot right now.
Yeah, he might break that meter, and he's looking to take the back here. No hooks, which means he just wants damage. With no hooks, you have more leverage for those punches. And he's got an inside wrist wrap right there from the backside. This is brutal stuff.
Oh, big knee to the body.
And as I say, this is brutal stuff. He adds a knee to the body. Let's go.
Which is harsh on the ground.
Definitely. Hernandez staying active in the grappling. A lot of people think grappling is boring in mixed martial arts, but when you have a guy like Hernandez mixing up a ground and pound like that, it's very impressive.
Now, the big thing here that we need to talk about also is the potential of punching yourself out. He threw a ton of strikes there. Hernandez was dropping bombs constant. How real is it from that position as we get ready to take a look at our instant replay?
It's so real, because what you don't think about is you have to control their body and wrestle while also find the openings for punching. So you can only see the punching going on, but your hips, your legs, and your body positioning are also doing so much work for the control. So it's killing two birds with one stone, and he's pitching a shutout right now with it.
Second round. Trevor just comes in swinging. Oh, he got clipped, though.
Yeah, Trevor throws the first 4 punches of the fight. Hernandez back to his ground and pound ways. Throws a shoulder strike there as Johnson comes up. That was innovative and creative.
Trevor trying to push him here, get him on the cage. Oh, now Johnson looking for a takedown of his own. Nice dump over there, though, by Hernandez.
Hernandez scooped that underhook and then scooped the leg and finished pretty easily.
Again, takes the back here of Johnson. This is a terrible position for Trevor Johnson to be in.
Yeah, especially because Hernandez doesn't seem interested in looking for the choke. And
that's enough.
That's
Referee Nick Holdy absolutely calls a stop to that fight.
Yeah, a lot of times fighters, when they're getting dominated like that, they would almost prefer their opponent to choke them out as opposed to just beating on them all night long.
Beautiful fight there out of Ralph Hernandez. Let's take a look here at that finish again. As we see here, no whatsoever out of Trevor Johnson. There is nothing.
There's not much he can do there. If you noticed, Hernandez had that inside spiral ride and then went up to the wrist wrap. So with his hips, his punches, and the wrist wrap, it's a pretty rough spot to be.
Beautiful fight. Let's make it official by sending it up to the cage to Joe Parisi.
I love how the Caveman crew does the cheap skier.
Your winner by TKO due to strikes, Ralph Hernandez.
Moving his record to 4-2 in the world of mixed martial arts, Ralph Hernandez takes the dominant win there in the second round. But we have more to come, and we'll be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're set for 3 rounds in the Shamrock Fighting Championships Bantamweight Division, brought to you by Modelo, the official beer of Shamrock Fighting Championships. Introducing first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist with a record of 5-6. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing officially 133 pounds. Fighting out of Springfield, Illinois, Vince Hutchkins. Standing across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the red corner,
With a record of 12-6, this mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 134.8 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri, 𝐂𝐤𝐿
A huge ovation here for Cesar Morales. He will be in the red tape. Vince Hutchins in the blue. Referee Nick Nolte has the refereeing duties for this fight. Here we go as we kick off the main card here. This fight is 3 3-minute rounds.
That was an interesting exchange there. It looked to be really good timing on the takedown, but it also looked to be somewhat of a guard pull. So let's see if bottom man here can work from his shield and get some activity going.
Now, we do see here Morales keeping a lot of top pressure here on Hutchins. Hutchins has got to do something, start bouncing those hips, right? Making the movement here.
Yeah, that's the,
look at the arm bar.
There's that mobility you're talking about. Deep arm bar and a big slam, WWE, and he stays in it. Oh, and he looks for a, that's a deep
goodness. Arm bar. Look at the calmness on Cesar's face here. Oh, starting to wince. Can Hutchins finish it? He's going belly down. What does he got to do to finish this?
Hutchins just needs to keep looking for that angle and arching his hips.
Oh!
Morales doing a good job of stacking. Oh, and he's elongated again. Morales is pulling out everything, trying to throw.
Oh my goodness.
Up to his knees again, looking for the stack.
What a way to survive here. Now, I gotta say though, the slam is not the best way to deal with that though, right?
And unless you're gonna keep that pressure down and start to stack and use a traditional escape, then no. And right now, he's just kind of using physicality and toughness to get out. But I think it's gonna work for him.
Well, he got his elbow pass there.
And we're into side control.
What a way to survive halfway through the first round.
Hutchins up to his knees, looking for a takedown. Morales takes the back and starts peppering. Again, no hooks, just looking for punches.
Big
nice
takedown there. Love a good slide takedown, being a judo guy myself.
Yeah, that was a nice back trip.
Morales here working from that top position, now trying to look to get that crucifix to trap that arm down.
Morales being active with the ground and pound. He's not landing a lot of these. And there's the stoppage. Okay, that was plenty
enough there. Nick Nolte had seen enough.
It looked like he was hitting the arms a little bit, but he was definitely peppering him for a long time prior to that.
But let's talk about the survival of that arm bar.
Wow.
That was being a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt yourself. There is a lot that goes into that, the movement, and really Cesar played the textbook way of trying to get around it up until the pickup, which he actually needed to stuff down, but still worked as we get to take a look at our instant replay here.
Yeah, that armbar escape was vicious. If he could have had little shucks with his arm during all of those sequences, he might have been able to inch enough to just clear the hips. But, you know, he'll learn that. Just time in the gym, reps, learning experiences.
Well, it was a beautiful fight there for Cesar Morales, adding yet another one into the win column, making it to 13 wins in the world of mixed martial arts. Let's send this one up to the cage to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to a close at 2 minutes, 29 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap out due to strikes, Cesar Morales.
A beautiful win there for Cesar Morales. Not only known for his boxing style, but great submission defense. Beautiful shots, though. We got more action to come, as coming up next, Jared Merrick takes on Caleb Collins, and we'll be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is sponsored by Retirement Solutions Group. RSG understands life is one big fight. Sometimes you're rocking it, sometimes you're getting rocked. Before you tap out, make sure the ones you love are well prepared financially. Call RSG for a life insurance quote and discussion at no cost. RSGUSA.net. This bout is set for 3 rounds in the ShamrockFC welterweight division. Introducing first on my right, a mixed martial artist with a record of 1-2. He stands 6 feet tall, weighs in 176.8 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas, Caleb Collins. Across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist holds a record of 3 wins, 1 defeat. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in 169.2 pounds. Fighting out of Lee Summit, Missouri, Jared Merrick.
A fan favorite, Jared Merrick.
Absolutely here. Jared Merrick in the red tape, Caleb Collins in the blue.
This crowd is electric as we head into the back half of the fight card.
Referee Zach Tybris gets the nod for this one. Merrick coming in nice and easy there. Very calm, very relaxed.
Starts with 2 and a big
set
hook.
him down.
He sets it up with 2 low kicks and a big left hook. Merrick working good head position here in the clinch, controlling the hands. Collins answering back.
Beautiful. It was a heck of a shot, though. Set him down, popped right back up. Now we're looking at Merrick trying to make Collins carry his weight on the cage. That's such a grinding position.
It is. It looks like Collins has recovered from that shot. You can't really tell yet, but he's answering back.
Oh, now
and
he's
fighting.
answering
and there's
back.
a big punch.
Collins,
oh, and another big punch, and he is out cold.
ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
He is stiff.
A huge knockout for Jared Merrick. He knocked him out twice with that. Unbelievable.
Jared Merrick has set Caleb Collins down cold. He is out, ladies and gentlemen, on the mat.
Devastating punches. And the fans are going nuts. Jared Merrick has this place rocking.
Let's look here at the instant replay. Big shot by Collins. Answered, it was a huge left hook there out of Merrick.
That's the same punch that he landed earlier in the fight that almost put him out. Very impressive. And then an extra punch at the end for good measure.
Doctors attending here to Caleb Collins.
And Collins is in good hands here.
Most definitely.
He's got 5 really experienced officials here in this position, so Collins will make a speedy recovery and be good. But a devastating KO. My goodness, that lead left hook that Merrick hit.
Oh, completely.
I'd like to ask him if he's been working that type of combination. It looks like he has. Like if that's been his go-to in the gym.
Yeah, let's take a look at this one more time. Talk us through the punches here.
Yeah, he starts with that uppercut. So this
Collins
is when
answers, yeah,
they're scrapping at this point. That straight right hurt him too, right before the hook. Man. So he set up the hook with the straight right, but I'm not sure what he set up the straight right with. That was a beautiful striking from Merrick.
Again, safety is of the utmost importance here at Shamrock FC. The doctors will take a look at it, make sure everything's all right. The paramedics are going to make their way over just in case.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 40
9 seconds of round number 1. This contest comes to a close. Your winner by knockout, Jared Merrick.
Jared Merrick making a statement in his professional mixed martial arts debut. Again, great fights, but we have more to come here at Shamrock Fighting Championships, and we'll be right back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is tonight's co-main event. This bout is sponsored by Title MMA. For the best in boxing and MMA gear, go to TitleBoxing.com. This contest is a #1 contenders bout, scheduled for 3 rounds of the Shamrock Fighting Championships bantamweight division. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins, 2 defeats. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in 134.8 pounds. Fighting out of Eureka, Missouri, Armfield. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the red corner. He holds a professional record of 6 wins, 3 defeats. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 133.4 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas, Mark the Shark Sharky Slider!
This is going to be a fast fight. Fast in terms of movement, scrambles, sequences, position changes.
Referee Nick Nolte has the call for this contest. This fight is 3 5-minute rounds. Sharky Slider in the red tape, Garrett Armfield in the blue. Quick touch of the gloves and into the action. Both of these guys very seasoned in the world of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, you can tell immediately by their stances, their footwork, and their range. Both reading each other, getting looks off feints.
Oh!
Heavy punches early.
Yeah, Armfield found a home for that right hand there.
Ooh, a hard head kick.
Slider just ate that one.
I think he had his guard up, but he still ate it. It went through the guard in a big combination. It looks like both guys landed there. I'm not sure. Did you see who got the better of that exchange?
You know, really, I think it was kind of a mix there. So the thing was, though, is Armfield answered with a great leg kick off it. He's also doing very well here at moving in angles. Angles is something giant in the sport of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, absolutely. It sets up your defense and your takedowns. Both guys are landing heavy shots. Sharky seems to be carrying some swelling, and that's the first takedown attempt. He's deep in on the hips. Armfield pulling him up to the fence, looking to score underhooks on the right side, then the left.
Right in front of us here. Slider fighting for that takedown, trying to grab those hands. Armfield doing a good job there, though, of busting him up himself, almost looking for the hip throw there. Slider trying to use that whizzer.
Armfield did a great job of bumping his hips to create space and then circle off there.
Now, Armfield also using that head. Head position in this game is so important.
Yeah, he's being very offensive in the grappling. Right when he got off the fence, he went for a takedown of his own. Now he has him on the fence with good head position, looking for wrist control. Deep in on the takedown.
Armfield trying to take him down. Slider trying to hold.
Armfield scores the first takedown after Sharky Slider said that his wrestling was superior.
Armfield trying to work here. Slider trying to work in that arm-in guillotine. How hard is it really to finish from that position?
The arm-in guillotine from there, it's one of those things where you have to be at an angle and you at the high elbow side.
Yeah, you almost have to sit on your hip, move yourself over, get that elbow up.
And you have to cover the top of the head too with your like your bicep area and forearm. Oh, but it looks like he adjusted here a little bit. This is going to be a tough submission to finish on a guy like Armfield. He's probably
halfway through the first round here. The thing that we also have to watch is will Slider, blow his arms out by holding on to this position?
I think he's going to hold on to this position to try to use it to get out and create a different scramble for himself.
Slider telling his corner, I'm good.
Armfield looks to be popping his head out here. He's stacking up on his feet.
Now there is a sweep from this position also, correct?
He had butterflies at one point, but now he lost them.
Armfield now trying to push that pressure. Armfield doing a great job here of staying calm. That's so important in this position.
Yeah, you can tell these guys are seasoned grapplers and seasoned fighters. The way they're moving in their positions, the way they're taking, when they're exploding, when they're not exploding. Slapping up the body to stay active. Armfield using that head like an underhook. So he has control with it, and now he can look to beat the drum with the hand.
Again, Slider trying to hold on to that head. Almost like you were saying, I could see him trying to bump his hips and try to move like right there, but Armfield saw it coming.
Yeah, that's the thing with these bantamweights is they're so scrambly and they're so fast that they're just one bump away from getting right back into the position that they need, as opposed to heavyweights being longer and heavier.
Armfield trying to fight that hand now, gets his head out. Slider ends up with an underhook. I think they're talking to each other a little bit here too. How crazy is that, though, whenever your opponent starts talking to you?
I mean, it can throw you off depending on if you were anticipating it or not. Usually there's a little bit of animosity before, so you're kind of expecting it.
Right.
But when it comes out of nowhere, you're like, geez, psycho, chill.
Down to 15 seconds here in the first round of this 3-round bantamweight contest.
I like the way that Armfield is using that pressure, almost like that Von Flue choke you were talking about. You know, these guys know that, yeah, they're looking for the finish for sure, and they're trying to get that stoppage, but they understand the importance of the clock control. Now he's got a great corner, the guys at Springfield Fight Club and Sanford MMA.
Oh, yeah, most definitely here. Back into the second round here. Jeremy Johnson along tonight with Anthony Sharkbait Gutierrez. Slider comes in good combinations, punches to set up the kick.
Slider steps through with a 1-2 and then throws a heavy head kick. Either guy can finish this fight with one strike, one move.
Oh, Slider looking for that takedown again, stuffed by Armfield. Both kind of answered each other. The thing that I do see here, as we see Slider again going for that, but Armfield, great job, double underhooks, gets to him, trying to run the pipe here a bit on him.
Yeah, Slider doing a good job at using his shin to create space, but it looks like Armfield likes to use that. Stepping inside.
Armfield fighting for it.
Slider gives up another takedown. Armfield making a lot of smart decisions.
He's very technical in his movement. Everything is very methodical. He gets to a position, he stops and he thinks. He gets there, you know, and that's so important, especially at this level. You know, these guys, number one, this is a title eliminator in Shamrock FC, which if you win our title, there's a potential of a Bellator contract on the line for you. So
Huge.
there's a lot on the line.
Huge.
But also, just you're showing your abilities and the ability to control where you're going.
And he does a great job at, because he's not being boring. He's being explosive and he's throwing heavy punches, but if he's not taking a lot of chances and he's not exposing himself. So it's that fine line of that high-class training that we were talking about earlier.
Pressure from side control here is Armfield. Slider's got to do something, got to bump a hip, turn himself into.
He has a far side underhook, and it looks like he's trying to get to a hip, but Armfield doing a great job at applying pressure. And as I say it, he gets up off his hip. Armfield looks strong.
Very much so. Trying to trap that arm now. Going to try to rain down some shots. Slider having none of it.
Yeah, Armfield is heavy on top for sure. Armfield stepping over. It looked like he wasn't going to mount. It looked like he was trying to lace the legs. which is an interesting look. That 𝐂𝐵𝐸 type
Oh,
lace.
absolutely.
Bold attempt.
Slider here with the closed guard. The problem with the closed guard, now he opens it up, but the problem when you have the closed guard is you can't go anywhere.
That's right, you can't, yeah, your feet aren't on the floor, so you can't stand up. They're up in the air. He needs to try to get to a hip and push off of Armfield to create space. He landed an up kick right there.
Armfield doing a good job here in the wrestling. Down to 1.5 minutes here in round 2. They are right in front of us here. Armfield using that head position. Slider here, though, trying to get those hips up, as you said.
Yeah, you beat me to it. The way Armfield is using his head position, whether he's stacking him high or he's low, chest to chest, it's pretty good.
But now we do see Slider looking at the potential at that one point of swinging that arm bar.
He's using the fence, too. He knows that there's no more shrimping mobility, so he's just stacking him up. It's a rough spot. And a lot of ground and pound, too. There hasn't been any insanely devastating punches, but a lot of hard punches that are adding up and accumulating over time.
And a lot of little punches add to a big problem.
Big time. And I wouldn't even call these little. He's laying some heat on these for sure.
Oh, big up kick.
Those can be very dangerous.
Down to 30 seconds here in round 2.
More of that stacking. That's a ton of pressure. You know, when you talk about cardio coming into play, when you're carrying a guy's weight like that, being stacked plus the ground and pound, that's a rough spot to be. Especially when you're a guy like Sharky, who is such a good wrestler. In the gym, he might not spend a lot of time on his back because he's beating a lot of his training partners. So when you're here in the cage, it's a lot different when you're in a foreign spot.
Absolutely. Both of these guys taking some deep breaths in their corner. Third and final round, here we go. Sharky's got to know he needs to move.
Yeah, Sharky has nice head kicks. I'd like to see him try to keep this fight up on the feet and score one of those big kicks. Both guys throwing hip feints, check feints.
The other thing that you see, though, as we get into more experienced fighters, the idea of checking the leg kicks. As we saw earlier, you know, devastating front leg kicks. These guys check them. It definitely helps out. Big kicks there out of Slider.
Yeah, it slows down that momentum. When you put that, ooh, a big overhand from Sharky Slider. When you put that check out 8 inches or so, you're slowing down the momentum of that kick by a good distance. So you're taking off steam and you're making it uncomfortable. And then there's that oblique kick, stomping the knee.
Yeah, those are so painful.
Big head kick. Man, both guys are throwing with intention.
Back into the grappling area here.
Armfield has the foot hooked, which is allowing him to keep that angle. I don't know if he still has it. No, he doesn't anymore. I like how he was using that to stay in side control.
This has been the story of the fight, though. Garrett Armfield getting the fight to the ground and out-wrestling the wrestler.
Yeah, and in that exchange right there, I think it was a slip in the striking exchange. But yeah, the first 2 rounds were takedowns from Armfield. And Sharky not doing the best job at scrambling and wrestling to get up. He seems to be interested in that neck and that guillotine.
And that's from that side position, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's going to keep you on the floor because you're pulling him onto you. And he knows how to wrestle. He knows how to put his belly down and escape.
The big thing, though, too, is native wrestlers, when they first come into the world of MMA, do not want to be on their backs. And it is a terrible position to be on your back as a wrestler. It's a fish out of water.
Big ground and pound from Armfield. Yeah, what you just said there, fatiguing him plus that ground and pound and this pressure. There's that head position you were talking about earlier and crowding the hips. They're almost going to do a roll like a ball. Expect ground and pound.
Definitely expect ground and pound. Looking over there for a little advice from his coaches.
Man, these are some big shots. Sharky wearing it nice. Doesn't seem to be affecting
gets the
him.
roll. Looking at the arm bar.
He knocked him off his base. Armfield recovers. Armfield using the cage.
2 minutes.
That's cool.
Smart
He's standing
technique,
off the
yes.
floor. Using that leverage. Big elbow. That could have split him open.
Slider trying to elevate him here with that half guard. Back to full and closed. Down to 1.5 minutes remaining here in the third and final round of our co-main event this evening.
Slider is throwing punches from his back, and it can be annoying and it can hurt, but it's not going to help you get up and win the fight. He needs to stop thinking about that guillotine and stop thinking about the punches and look to belly down and stand up.
Just over 1 minute remaining here. Garrett Armfield been in a very dominant position for the entire fight here. Definitely displaying a great fight acumen.
Yeah, he's been on point all night, staying safe, taking chances when it's right. Total control. I'd like to take a head position seminar from Armfield in the guard.
Most definitely. Armfield starting to drop bombs.
Some devastating ground and pound from the standing position. Looking like a 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐸 versus Conor McGregor.
Looking to finish strong, down to 20 seconds remaining here. Armfield just dropping some bombs, making the space, landing the punches. Sharky Slider throwing those up kicks. 10 seconds. Sharky just throwing with reckless abandon from the bottom. Armfield very smart.
Ooh, big up kick. Armfield finishing strong. Great fight.
Great fight there for Garrett Armfield versus Sharky Slider. Jeremy Johnson along with Sharkbait Anthony Gutierrez. A beautiful night of fights here so far, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us for Shamrock FC. That main event still coming. Let's send this one up to the cage to get our final results.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, where we have a split decision. The judges at 𝐀𝐻 have scored this contest 27-30, 27-30, and 29-28 in favor of your winner by split decision. Out of the blue corner, Garrett Armfield.
Not real sure about that split decision and who saw what. Sharky Slider knew it. Garrett Armfield knew it. Big win there for him. But a beautiful fight there out of Garrett Armfield. If this does in fact become Sharky Slider's last fight, he has done some great things here in the Shamrock FC cage. We still have more to come, and we will be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. This is tonight's match. 3 rounds in the Shamrock Fighting Championships welterweight division. Your main event tonight is sponsored by Olathe Toyota, located at I-35 in Santa Fe in Olathe, home of the lifetime warranty, and open 7 days a week for sales and service. Tell them your friends at Shamrock FC sent you. Introducing first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, He holds a professional record of 8 wins, 9 defeats. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighed in 169 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Josh Weston. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the red corner, a UFC veteran with over 40 professional fights. He stands 6 feet tall, weighed in 170.4 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas, Vicious Bobby Vulker.
And you can hear the roar of the crowd, an obvious local fan favorite. How many main events has Bobby had?
So many main events. 33-14, 21 by KO. Referee Zach Tybris has it. Here we go, touch of the gloves.
Bobby Vulker carries vicious power.
Josh Weston, though, does have knockout power in both hands.
Yeah, both guys are going to be throwing big punches that could stop it at any moment.
Big
Weston
takedown by
catches the
Weston.
kick. Great timing on that catch. Scores the takedown.
Vulker ends up in half guard.
With Vulker's experience, there's nowhere that you're going to be able to put him in a fight that he's never been. But I would say he probably prefers the striking. He's a KO artist. So this is a smart thing for Weston to do early. Look to take him down and wear on him a little bit.
And also, Weston did a great job backing him into his corner. Now, Vulker using the cage, though, here to try to wall walk his way up. That's some veteran stuff right there.
Yeah, 2 things at once. I didn't even notice that cage awareness of Weston. That's smart. Vulker coming up, using that fence like you talked about. Hands up. Big straight punch, and he's hurt.
He hurt Weston.
Vulker has him hurt,
back.
and he's
he
out.
drops him again.
And that's it. The referee stops it. A big knockout for Bobby Vulker. Weston was tough and tried to fight through it, but that was a good stoppage. That was enough of an equilibrium shake to stop that fight, no doubt.
Referee Zach Tybris saw enough. A big win here for vicious Bobby Vulker.
Another epic moment for Bobby Vulker in Kansas City. They need to make a documentary on this guy.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the instant replay here. First, that huge left hand, followed by a right, then another left, sets him down. Weston was definitely out. Definitely went down and out. Flash knockout, came back and grabbed. Zach Tybris said he saw enough. That's what it takes. When the referee says it's done, it's done.
You know, the rules say if you can't at all intelligently defend yourself, then they have to stop the fight. And for that moment, he could not intelligently defend himself. So, although was it fast? Yes, but it was within the rules and a good stoppage.
A beautiful fight there for vicious Bobby Vulker.
Starts right now, right down the hall. Your ticket for the fights gets you in to that venue absolutely
Man,
free.
that guy has had so many moments.
All night long.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's send it up to the cage to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 12 seconds of round number 1, the referee has called a stop to this contest. Your winner by TKO, Vicious
Bobby Vulker at 42 years old, looking like his prime self.
A beautiful fight for vicious Bobby Vulker back in Kansas City to close it out. Jeremy Johnson along tonight with Anthony "Sharkbait" Gutierrez. Again, great to have you. I know that you kind of stopped the fighting now, working with the gym. You know, give us, where do we find you on the gym again?
Yeah, check us out at sharkbaitmma.com, and we'll get you taken care of. I appreciate the plug.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing night of fights here in Kansas City. For Jeremy Johnson, myself, Sharkbait, and all of us here at the Shamrock FC crew, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here at Shamrock FC.